I could tell you a whimsical tale that's probably very inaccurate. The Sensible Sociopath.
2, 3, 1, go.
Roma, the podcast is here!
It really never gets old.
Sorry about those jokes I said earlier about babies with both sets of genitals.
What does that even mean?
You know, I'm willing to risk my life for this podcast, Roma.
Ugh, that sounds insane.
I'm also willing to risk your life for this podcast.
Periods are not just for women.
And you'll get to red pill yourself if you choose to.
Come on if you're thirsty.
Take off their underwear and relax with their uncle.
It was kind of traumatizing.
White people are bad and do bad things.
How fast can I eat your ass?
I mean, you know, you look at me and you go, this is an international man.
My whole life is a sham.
And you can't get the white Oreos, that's racist.
I think I counted like 25 racially charged jokes.
White privilege allows me to turn off someone's headlights.
I was just being agreeable.
Roma, when was the last time you were agreeable?
It's been days.
Also, if you try to poop really hard, sometimes you'll come.
You would think that we'd have our shit together.
It's the enema for your face.
Yeah, I was gonna say cleanings for women.
I'm not a lady, Roma.
Oh, this is so gay.
Let's try to be inclusive, Roma.
What does that even mean?
I know these things, Roma. I know many things. Why, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sensible Sociopath podcast. My name's Steve in Paul
Nice.
Cast.
Gotta make sure it all gets in there.
Yeah, and I'll be your host today. Sorry I'm so bright.
You are definitely bright.
Yeah, Dan's doing the lighting, and boy,
Got him.
it sure stinks.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
does it?
Yeah,
Oh, hey.
and yeah, we also have Superfan Dan here.
Hey, guys.
Well, welcome to the show, Dan.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. How about yourself?
Very well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So if you're watching us live on YouTube, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and shoot that share-o to your best and worst of friends.
Especially like it, you know, if you're watching, just hit the like button for
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Yeah,
See you guys watching.
that's nice.
Nobody dislikes or likes. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, at least let us know.
Yeah, and if you dislike it, at least hit like, and then, you know,
you can take it back.
yeah,
No, you can't.
later.
We won't let you.
Yeah, exactly.
We will hold your like hostage.
Locked in like. That's what we like to call it.
Wow, that sounds like a new kink.
Yeah. Maybe that should be, that's a good podcast name.
It is
Locked
a good
in like.
Locked in like.
Are
Are you locked or are you like? No, it's something different.
I'm both. Okay, so, Superfan Dan.
Sensac Steve.
Oh, Superfan Dan, a.k.a. Marcy's Playground's inspiration for sex and candy,
Wow.
a.k.a. cameraman to the dark web.
Oh my God.
I think that's the best.
Okay.
Yeah, cameraman to the dark web. Yeah.
We generally don't try and talk about that one.
Yeah, I think we'll have to slow roll the names, you know. Just yeah, that'll be good.
If you got two more, I'm interested in two more.
I don't have two. Well, actually, I might have to check back. Let's see. Oh no, I copied and pasted from the last one.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'll keep. But trust me, they'll keep. They'll
Oh,
keep
I know.
coming.
I know they'll keep coming. We've got a whole T-shirt with most of yours.
Yeah, they have. They have. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's a great T-shirt.
It's one of the favorite things that we ever created.
Yeah, I love it. But I think it's something. You know, it has to be inspired. You know,
absolutely.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like writing a joke or writing whatever it is. You can't sit there and, I don't know, make it happen. You know, they talk about writer's block and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a thing. You know, people throw blocks at writers. It's
Exactly.
terrible.
Okay, Dan, I invented a word, I think.
You think you invented a word.
I think so.
Shoot the word. See if I can guess what you mean by it.
Scatavan.
Scatavan.
Mm-hmm. I haven't decided whether it's SK or SC. I think it's SK.
Okay. Is that Skadavan?
I use T, but a D.
Scatavan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not the clue to it, though. But
No, I didn't think so.
But honestly, I thought that it was a real word.
To scatavan around?
Kind of, yeah. I thought it was so your I guess initial feeling or feeling about the meaning
It sounds like
would be to like wander or something.
it sounds like an adjective
Mm-hmm.
of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right. But the way that I thought it was used was and any of the people in the chat, if you've heard the word scatavan, please let me know, because I could have swore it was a real word.
Yeah, it's probably going to be something really weird.
I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. Yeah.
No scatavan.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a really creative insult.
Yeah. And I guess I thought of it kind of like a, God, I should have like kind of described this.
Pathetic scatavan.
Kind of. Yes, actually. Like a not like a derelict, but like, I guess like kind of a drag of society or something like that, like a scourge.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle.
What, like someone who's like somebody filthy and downtrodden and destitute, right?
Like an orphan or something would be a scatavan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I came up with it because I was, as I do, writing freestyle rap battles.
You do have a talent for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you want to hear the line?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I wrote, I'm the Adavan Scatavan. 2 clips turn non-believers to the depth of damned.
Okay.
A little.
Okay, little practice, making that flow a little better. That could sound actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was a start, like, because I'll just come up with a line or two and then like not do anything ever with it.
Potentially,
I could be a big, elderly rapper at some point.
Watch out.
That would be kind of cool.
There's people who are battling in the rap world, and you could come out on top, or just come, whichever.
Well, I think with AI, I could, I guess, like set it up so that it would be a rapper, Yeah. And then I could rap battle with it.
It's different because you'd be the Scatavan man.
Well, no, you've got to make up your own names.
Well, right. No. I was just saying, for you, you'd be the Scatavan man.
I would be the Adavan Scatavan.
The Adavan
because
Scatavan.
Scatavan, you're a person, if it's. But here's the other thing: is like, Edgar Allan Poe came up with the tintinnabulations of the bells.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that isn't a word. He just came up with it, and in context.
Well, that's where most words came from, is just out of somebody's deranged,
probably
drug-addled mind.
Yeah. Well, and and something that reminds me of that is like din. Have you ever heard din? D-I-N?
Yeah.
The din of the bells, and it's very loud. It's like very intrusive. It's very like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of using that, I guess just to rhyme, he went with the tintinnabulations, which is kind of interesting. Good old Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so far with us, we've got Sarah, we've got T-Cass, and Aero.
T-Cass and and Aero. Good to see you all. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. Okay.
I threw out there a, hey, you guys.
I didn't even realize that, you were doing the...
Well, you got to throw a sloth out there every once in a while.
Yes. Sloth loves chunk. Actually, I've never seen that movie.
What?
Never seen it.
Rocky Road?
Never seen it.
It is fantastic.
Yeah?
It is absolutely fantastic.
I hear that a lot about a lot of things. And is it fantastic as a child, or is it fantastic as like a...
I'd say that growing up with the Goonies is different than it is probably coming at Goonies at a later age.
Okay.
For the first time.
Yeah. Because isn't it like an adventure, like a coming of age adventure? Okay. With a retarded guy.
Well, he's in part of it.
Only part of it? I thought he was like a main, like Toxic Avenger, right? Isn't he Toxic Avenger?
He looks like Toxic Avenger. If he isn't Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they
Toxic Avenger, trauma movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was an interesting cartoon growing up when they actually had it.
I don't even remember that.
Oh yeah, Toxic Avenger. It was definitely a cartoon back in the day.
What did TCAS say?
You never seen the good old IDS WTF?
The Goonies. He corrected. So you haven't seen the Goonies? What the fuck, Steve? And it's great either way, child or grown up.
Okay. You know, TCAS. That's not bad input.
Here's what I like.
Yeah.
Are there any British children in it? Even the Asian one?
No.
Okay. Was the Asian kid Short Round?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that was Data. He was Data.
That was his name?
Was his name, yeah.
In Goonies?
In Goonies. And
Gotcha.
it's I think it's like Josh Brolin's first role.
He's the Asian one?
He was the older brother.
Okay. That would be funny though. Like if they use Scotch tape and like fake teeth. I might watch.
That'd be bold.
Yeah.
That would definitely be bold.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't age well, but
takes place in Oregon.
Oregon. Oh yeah. Don't people make like Mecca trips, like pilgrimages?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, maybe not so much these days.
Yeah.
They might, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't find the Oregon coast something that I want to visit anytime soon.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's close to us. That's the nice thing.
It is, like a good 6 hours away.
Where would you go instead of the Oregon coast if you wanted to get to the ocean or whatever?
Have
you been, like, I guess it would either be California or Washington.
I've been to both Californian and Washington beaches. Yeah, I went there for the beaches.
Yeah.
Washington was nice.
Uh-huh.
It was a nice beach.
You're a nice beach.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
The Californian beach was, I'd say, more vast in the area that I was at. But when I went, it was definitely colder, which is kind of weird to be down in California and cold.
Yeah.
At the beach.
Was it Northern California or
like mid, like Sacramento area?
Gotcha.
And at that time, we went to the beach, and then we went to
Redwood Forest.
No, I still haven't been to Redwood Forest, but I did go to the Alfred Hitchcock Museum, which is right across the street from the church where the Birds was shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they've got like this little museum across the street from it, and it's got all kinds of crazy Alfred Hitchcock stuff everywhere.
That's kind of interesting because he's, obviously Hollywood. And so you would think no matter where he's from, being, I guess shooting there and being a California resident, that they would probably put a museum about him. Now, was the museum like...
It wasn't a very big museum.
Okay.
And it was kind of cramped.
And did it deal with all of Alfred Hitchcock's stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, they went over just about everything.
Yeah, so it's basically just an Alfred Hitchcock museum, not like a The Birds museum.
Yeah, no, it's not just a The Birds museum, thankfully. Because, I saw the birds. I think I saw the birds in school.
I've seen birds.
I've seen birds, too.
They're all fake.
Yeah, I hear that. Keep hearing that.
Joe Biden.
No, that's fact. That's fact.
Definite fact.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So, Superfan Dan.
Yes, Steve.
Are you familiar with what vulture culture means?
Sounds like picking off the corpses of... But there's a culture for it?
Yeah. There's a whole vulture culture.
Vulture culture?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not familiar, but I can gather what it could be about.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing, and it's actually something I think we all kind of have done as kids, you know,
Okay.
and adults, and I guess some people don't grow out of it. But it's taking dead things and then, you know, either however you do it, removing the flesh and then using the bones to like make either art or to show it off or
okay.
yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. So it's like
okay.
taking things that are already dead
Yeah.
and then like
It's very Vulture-ish.
repurposing them, let's say.
Okay, so it's kind of like the opposite of taxidermy.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's
Because taxidermy is perverting the
you say
preserving.
perverting.
Yeah, I did perverting.
No, perverting.
No, perverting, perverbing.
Mm-hmm. Sure, Dan.
uh,
After a couple more whiskeys.
well, it might change. Might be
You
that
bet it will.
perverting.
Yeah.
But you know, you're trying to preserve the actual creature itself with
Mhm.
taxidermy in more of its natural state, you know?
Sure.
And
In one way or another, either just the head mounted on a wall,
Right,
or in
or
like a
it's-
little scene.
yeah,
you know.
or you know, just like fluffy as a statue, just like, you know, its
I was gonna
last
say.
moment of life.
Or your dead dog.
Right.
You know, there are people that do that, and that is fucked up.
Oh yeah, it's way fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Um,
I could see if it was like, okay, I'm not saying that this is right. What I will say is that I believe a sex doll's head is removable. I would think.
Is it
I think. I mean, I would think the arms are.
the plastic ones?
Well,
It just depends
I don't know
on
if
what
they're
kind
plastic.
of sex doll you're talking about here. They've got so
Yeah.
many nowadays.
I would say the high end, you know, or,
Okay.
or I don't know what a high end sex doll is. I don't know if they're.
Those are the robots.
Do they even have those?
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh.
comedian, Whitney Cummings.
Yeah, yeah.
She has
Yes.
a full on sex doll of herself.
Yes, and didn't she brought it on stage or something? And I mean, does it like walk and talk and do all
I
that
don't think
shit?
it walks, but it definitely will talk, and it will
Oh.
I think it will look around,
Okay,
but I don't think like
and I have seen and actually, well, here's the thing too. What is a prototype versus what is in production? You know,
Yeah.
because I think that there are those kind of one-off like somebody created this, somebody programmed it to talk, somebody programmed it to blink and to blow you or whatever it does.
yeah.
But I don't know if that's readily available. I haven't really heard anything about it.
It's like taking the back shot,
Mhm.
the like the silicone back shot, and then like inserting a voice box into it so that like when you press down on it, it makes noise or says something.
Yeah.
You know, it comes with 21 programmable
Yeah. Like
phrases.
when you push the head down, its arms go crazy, you know? You know? Yeah.
Imitating the Gok Gok 3000 as much
Exactly.
as possible.
What?
Grab
What?
its-
What? Like
Grab
that
its
porn
hair and
noise
work yeah.
that no one likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and by the way, Sarah, as I was talking about removing the head of a sex doll, she's like, "Okay, Ed Gein." She didn't even know where I was going with it, but she had a good idea. She had a pretty good idea where I was going with it.
Well,
Because-
you know, females these days like to talk about. I imagine I'm not too familiar with Ed Gein, but you
Mhm.
know, serial killer of some kind.
Yes, yeah, he was a serial killer in Wisconsin. He was very early on, before Dahmer,
like
before
Bundy?
any of those guys. He was more into like kind of necrophilia stuff. So he would actually go dig people up.
Oh.
And one of the people, and basically he was one of the inspirations for Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Okay. And also some Hannibal Lecter stuff too, because basically, I think when the police arrived, you know, here's the thing: Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill. because he, I think, was making a woman's suit, and I
Okay.
believe also Psycho, because his mother was involved as well.
Oh,
I think he had her like in a bedroom or something.
I
like
mean, that's like one of the old trope,
Mhm.
like with with Psycho,
Mhm.
with Jason.
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Mrs. Voorhees,
Right,
she was the original killer in the first one.
right.
Yeah,
And
just because her son was retarded, like Goonies, all comes back around.
Old Mr. Smithers,
Yeah.
the mystery machine wasn't there to unmask him in
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Yeah, and so Ed Gein was basically harmless. I don't believe he ever killed anyone, but he just did
fucked with the dead.
Yes, he did a lot of weird shit, and when they showed up, he had like vaginas in boxes and things like that.
That's where they got pocket pussies from.
And here's the other thing: how did he fucking dig those corpses up? Like, because in the 1950s, I don't think there was a lot of backhoes. I mean,
No.
maybe there was, but I don't think
I think
somebody
those-
would own
I think
one.
those were manual.
Yeah. Just
to get the.
just got a couple of retarded guys to run in those wheels, like hamsters.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but he played a major role in a lot of movies because like wearing the face, that's what Leatherface was.
Yeah.
Making the women's skin suit, that was Silence of the Lambs.
Oh shit! Sarah says he killed 2 women.
Oh, did he? Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah. So
You want to know things about serial killers, past and present?
yeah,
Ask a woman.
perfect. Oh
No,
yeah, that's
just
true.
ask-
Yeah.
ask a woman.
Yeah. Crime.
They'll tell you about who they are,
Yeah.
how long they were running for,
Yeah.
how many they killed, how many were documented that they killed.
All that true crime
Oh yeah,
podcast, dude.
They
They're
fall
huge.
asleep to it.
Yeah. Yep.
They're like, oh, I need something to comfort me. I can't sleep.
Yeah. Every woman
As
is
he
just hoping to get murdered and raped. That's
As he
it.
Stabbed her 17 times in the face.
Yeah.
All while looking at her and screaming, "Mommy, why?" Everyone was wondering.
And they'll
how
still
come
meet you
he
off
did
Tinder.
not get enough hugs.
Yeah. They'll still meet us creeps off Tinder. Isn't that nice?
Absolutely. At least they're giving back.
Yeah. And I
Giving
believe,
back to the community.
I mean, and think about this, is Ed Gein was in Wisconsin. He lived on a farm, and I think it was his mom's farm. She passed away. He
was that?
somehow preserved her body. That's our research.
I
is the
believe
true
it.
crime.
I believe it.
So wait, every time I go on a Tinder date with someone, they're looking for like serial killer vibes.
Yeah, and the best thing is to just make sure that there aren't 2 serial killers in the same car.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Like,
It's like, are you a serial killer? Come on, what's the odds of 2 of us being in
Yeah,
one car at the same time?
yeah, sure. I might be an apologist. Sure, I might support his views.
What's better, an apologist or an erectionist?
Well, you can be both, Dan.
Because an erection.
Sorry, I have this big erection right now.
That's what that is, rubbing up against my knee.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. You can hear it knocking against the table as it throbs. Yes.
No, but the erectionist came from our president.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I heard apologist from Nancy Pelosi, and I heard erectionist from Joe Biden.
Did he say that?
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. These guys who build buildings, these erectionists.
I don't think that's what he was going for, but that's what we got as an American public.
Yeah, that's what you appreciate about him. Yeah, and it's kind of, is vulture culture a weird thing? Is it? Would it put you off to, like, let's say someone you were dating
Was into going and finding like I mean, it's essentially like you're saying that vulture culture has existed for a long time because they've been digging up bones of prehistoric things and putting them in museums.
Sure. Yeah.
They're just really, really big.
Yeah, you're right.
And then they found the small ones,
Did you ever do it, Dan? Did you ever like participate in any of that?
No. Generally, I learned from video games at an early age that generally if you disturb bones, something's going to come back to life and try and kill you. And if you don't have the right weapon, the right equipment, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah. what was that? The Fred Gwynn in Pet Cemetery.
Oh yeah.
What's the quote?
It's,
Sometimes it don't come back.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Come on, Dan.
my favorite is actually the version that South Park put out there,
Oh.
which is starch. Don't go putting that kid in that Indian burial ground. Sometimes dad's better. You know, it's just something simple.
Starch?
Like Stotch is
Stotch.
Butter's Stotch because his parents
Oh.
thought that he was dead.
Okay.
So they went to go and try and put him in the Indian burial ground
Gotcha.
to bring him back to life.
But his real name's Stotch, and
Butters,
they
his-
nicknamed him Butters. I
his
remember when
Le-
he first came out.
Leopold Stotch is his actual
Gotcha.
name. Is
Okay.
Leopold Stotch.
Yeah.
And his parents
Sometimes you leave them in the ground. They
Yes.
don't come back the same,
are...
you know? Yeah, something along those lines.
Sometimes dad's better.
Yeah, and so what's the dad's better part?
Dead is better.
Oh, dead is better.
It's
Yeah.
It's just the
Yes.
weird. It's just the weird accent. And you know,
Yeah.
actually, in the new Pet Cemetery, it was. Oh man, he was from Harry and the Hendersons. He was from
John Lithgow.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
Fantastic villain in
Really?
Dexter, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, when he did play villains, he's
Didn't he
also
kill Dexter's girlfriend, the blonde chick, in the tub?
something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goddamn John Lithgow.
But he was fantastic.
I'm more of a French Stewart guy.
Oh, my
Remember?
name's French.
You remember?
Yeah,
remember him?
from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, French Stewart, John Lithgow,
I forgot Joseph
Jane
Gordon-Levitt.
Lynch, not Jane Lynch. Jane. She was on original Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah. She was like the weekend.
Yeah,
You
yeah, with,
ignorant slut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Jane,
with-
you ignorant slut.
with Dan Aykroyd.
Aykroyd. Yep.
Yeah, that was like
All comes around.
oh man, it was fantastic. That was where Newman was. I think I don't know whether Newman was on that, like the actor who played Newman from Seinfeld,
Really?
but he ended up marrying, like hooking up with Sally, the like tough blonde chick that was one of the aliens too, and he was running around as like I think he was, I'm not sure if he was a postal guy.
Wait,
in that
was
one,
she the
too.
girl?
Yeah,
She was the girl with French Stewart and like
John
part of that
Lithgow?
family,
Yeah.
the four of them.
yeah.
Really?
And then-
Newman married her?
Well, not in real life, but in his
yes.
like that actor was
Because she's so, she's
She
an
was-
alien, so she
she
didn't
was-
realize how hot she is.
no,
Yes,
and
okay.
she was just immediately attracted to him,
Yeah,
and he was of course intimidated and attracted to her,
yeah.
and
And sitcom hilarity ensued.
oh my god, that was such a great show. When
Yeah,
it was on
yeah,
the
yeah.
air. Hold on, I've got to do it. It was
Oh yeah, wasn't that the greeting?
that was their weird salute.
Yes.
It was
God,
fantastic
that's crazy to think about.
because French.
All right,
Stewart-
let's do Suddenly Susan now. Now let's do news radio.
That was a Joe Rogan show. You know
Joe
that?
Rogan was in on that. Yeah. Yep. That was before Fear Factor.
Yep.
Yep. It was around the same time though. I think he probably got Fear Factor right around.
And they had a guy from Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, that was
I don't remember what his name is, but he was in it.
His
And
name?
there was there's so many.
So Andy Dick.
yes,
Andy
Andy
Dick
Dick
was
before
in
he
it.
was blackballed essentially
Yeah, there
for being Andy Dick.
wasn't there. I'm thinking like Reba McEntire, but that was a different one. That was
That was Reba.
yeah, I think it was just Reba.
God, they had so many back in the day, man.
Yeah, I feel like the guy from Kids in the Hall was like last name was like Doyle or
Something like that. Is David Dave something. Fuck.
Dave.
His name was Dave.
I believe it was Dave.
And he was he ran the radio station.
I can't believe the
there was-
chat hasn't come up with this yet.
There was Jimmy James, who was, the business guy who ran the radio station.
Yeah, and
who
he's done a
owned it.
lot of things
Oh,
too,
God.
right? He's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
And one of my favorites will always
Wasn't
be...
he in Old School?
No, but he was in Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. That's it. Yeah.
He was the,
Yeah.
the timid guy who knew
Yep.
about ESPN 88.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like midget tossing.
Yes. Yes. God, I wish what the fuck is Dave's name? Come on, chat.
Oh, it's Dave.
What are you guys doing?
I'm screwing
Please,
up.
yeah,
It's
please, Dan.
It's me. It's me.
I can't even believe this.
I'm so disconnected from like.
Yeah. But so basically Ed
Dave
Gein.
Foley.
Foley. See, I thought Doyle or Poyle. Yeah, Foley.
Yeah, it's Dave.
It's
Foley.
all the same letters except F.
Yeah, it's Dave Foley, Stephen Root, who did Jimmy James. There was Andy Dick.
Mhm.
There was Maura Tierney. It was Vicky.
Wasn't there a black chick on there?
Vicky Lewis.
Okay.
Was the redhead. There was God. Look at that picture of Joe Rogan, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like holy cow.
Has the
Wow, that was terrible.
Oh, Phil Hartman.
Yeah, Phil Hartman.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
And honestly,
yeah, Condi Alexander. She was a part of it.
I don't know. Who
She's the black chick.
Okay.
Fucking John Lovitz. He was a part of it too.
Really?
Patrick
Okay.
Warburton.
Oh, yeah. What's his name in Seinfeld? Putty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton is Putty. He also does a lot of voices for like everything because he has such a great voice.
Well, one of everybody's favorite voices that Patrick Warburton is famous for is, of course, Crunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, the poison. Poison for Cusco. The poison specifically designed to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
What's it from?
That poison? Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, yeah. He was the huge guy. He was the big buff dude.
He was
yeah.
the big dumb guy.
He was the Gaston of Emperor's New Groove.
Except, he wasn't a douchebag. He
wasn't?
just like, no, he was just like this lovable guy who was just following the lady who was bad.
Yeah.
And like, he was just so quirky. He taught us how all to speak squirrel.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Squeak, squeaker, squeak it.
That's actually pretty good.
Actually, he doesn't really want to talk to you. And he did.
That's pretty good, Dad.
He did the Tick. Patrick Warburton was the Tick for a minute. And
Spoon.
Yeah, Spoon.
Yeah.
And you call this a BLT? Where's the mayo?
And Arthur.
Oh, absolutely.
The moth.
Yes. And
who played Arthur?
I think it might have been Dave Foley. I'm not sure.
Let's rely on our chat for it. Jeez. Remember Dan when Dan was in the chat? You remember when Superfan Dan was in the chat and he would answer these silly questions?
God, I'd have it. I'd just have it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you didn't have to look up the majority of it, but
no, it was Dave Burke with Patrick Warburton.
Who's Dave Burke? What's he been in?
Oh, now I got to look at that.
Yeah, come on, Dan. You got to follow through.
I'm on top of it.
Dan, we got to pick it up, because we got Roma's
1,000
gone.
Words, Star Trek Voyager,
Mhm.
Dropout, Jumping the Gun, NCIS. It doesn't look like he's stuck to a bunch
Does
of
he have a
things.
face? Can I see his face?
Let me see here.
Yeah, just because.
No, see, we're trying to get pictures. Not. Let's see.
Very nice. He doesn't have an IMDb or something?
No,
or?
he does. I'm just trying to nail down, like, they're old, like, cutaways.
Yeah, just show me a picture. I just want to see if I recognize the face.
Okay, there you go.
Huh. I feel like I've seen him.
We've probably seen him in a lot. It was just he wasn't one of those actors who was, like solidly.
I think he's probably one of those actors that didn't transition into the next phase.
No,
no,
I don't think he did.
Like obviously like John Lithgow did a bunch of shit, I'm sure, early on. And then like, I don't know if he was like I think he was like a Broadway.
Taking the root beer.
Wasn't he like or actually, Dan, have you tried this strawberries and cream Dr.
Pepper?
Yeah. Just try it.
All right.
You don't have to
No,
drink the whole
no.
thing. I'll drink it if you don't like it.
Okay.
But I just want to get your opinion on it.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened to everybody? Like, we had 6 people who were watching, and then they all dropped out. That Sarah and Aaron and
Oh, really?
TCAS all went quiet. Is it because we started talking about old TV shows?
Really?
Because we called you out. I don't know.
No, that's
I don't
look, hey, if people don't like the show, what are you going to do?
Keep making it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Okay, so studio
That's not
lights.
terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have it though.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I could easily see that being very cocktail worthy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why is it only one?
Dale.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
so speaking of Dale,
Why?
Beetlejuice 2. Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton
Winona
is
Ryder.
Really? Winona
Yeah.
Ryder's in it?
They're both reprising their roles.
Interesting.
Because now it's You Should Be Sorry for Gaming.
Good.
That's a row.
Yeah. No, that's fine. we appreciate it. Yeah. So let's see. Since we don't want to
But anyway, so the part of the reason why we were one of the things we talked about the vulture culture.
Mhm. Yeah.
I can't say that that's something that I ever did just because I've always had a reverence for the bones of the dead, things like that.
Mhm.
Even, but I find out I'm on an Indian burial ground. I don't want to get sucked into the astral plane and have to deal with ectoplasm and somebody, getting sucked into a television set
Yeah.
or my house.
Yeah.
But
Do you believe in Indian burial grounds as being like
sacred?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I do believe that there's power given to things that we give power to, of course. And, we've shown a lot of weird shit on this show.
Sure.
Things that we can't explain,
Mhm.
skinwalkers, ghosts, fucking Teslas still, saying that people are out in graveyards when they're not.
Tracy's dog condoms.
Yeah, fucking
We've seen a lot of shit.
Oh, we've seen a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I think that there is power to things like that, and energies and whatnot that we all can't explain exactly. But
do you believe that it is? Do you believe? Okay, let's say you went on an Indian burial ground, or you went to let's just say an Indian burial ground,
and I wasn't already hunted by a Wendigo. Okay, go on.
Sure. Or you weren't aware,
right?
But do you feel that? Do you feel that it would be an intelligence thing, or it would be like a karmic bad luck thing?
Like, are you talking about like the sensory feel, or
no? I'm just saying
like actually going on to it,
like the repercussions. Like so obviously you hold reverence for the sanctity of an Indian burial ground. Do you believe that something might kind of like a demon attach itself to you and then cause you problems? Because obviously this sacred, I guess if you were to do something, you expect something to happen. Right?
Like
if you were to go just start digging.
Set of bones.
Yes, yeah. If you were just to go into an Indian burial ground and start, pissing and shitting and throwing up wherever you wanted.
That must have been one hell of a Coachella.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's great. I saw Incubus. Have you seen what's his name? Damn it. What's the Incubus lead singer's name? Brandon.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you seen him play a didgeridoo?
No, but I'm sure he could tear a didgeridoo apart.
Yeah. I actually saw them when he had dreads.
Wow.
Excuse me. That was Fungus Among Us.
Oh.
Yeah, before Stellar, I believe was the next album.
I'd say if I found out in retrospect, it's a matter of holding to that disrespect. If you were disrespectful in the first place to some kind of a sacred place. That's why I generally don't fuck around in graveyards.
Okay. At all?
No,
really?
Generally
okay.
No.
All right.
Haven't fucked in one, don't fuck around in them.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck in a grave. I mean, I guess
there
if you
are some
really...
people out there.
Sure. Yeah.
They got that fetish, wanting to be close to the dead and still wanting to get railed.
Yeah.
Can't help it, but
I mean, yeah, if you got a goth chick, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they're way into it.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be fat, but...
Some?
Yeah, but you'll still get blown in a graveyard.
Most likely, yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
At
least it's quiet.
That's true. That's true. And if you go into a mausoleum, you hear all sorts of slurping, because it just starts bouncing off walls.
And then, then she starts sucking.
Fucking I thought you were going to say fucking a dead guy. But
well, then that's one too many in that crowd, and I just have to excuse myself.
I mean, Dan, I try not to be closed-minded. I try not to slut shame.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's a good idea to not do that.
Yeah, it's part of who I am, really.
2024.
Yeah.
Get canceled.
Oh, yeah, no. I
Not us as a podcast. I mean you.
Yeah. Oh, well, you get canceled from, I don't know. Well, you wouldn't get canceled from the graveyard.
Well,
I'm sure they'd really appreciate you.
We'd get canceled because we're dudes.
Yeah.
Just because.
I'm black, though.
It's true.
Inside.
It's true.
Yeah. And people can see that. People can see that, Dan.
So,
you have never... Okay, did you collect any bones from any animal ever, Dan?
No.
Okay, so you are not a vulture culture guy. You never, picked up
No.
a skull?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Never found a squirrel skull and went, this is cool?
No. The most I ever found was an antler.
Okay. Yeah. And
Couple.
when you were jerking off in the woods.
Yeah, off the golf course
Yes.
with the suntan lotion.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's why we're friends.
That's exactly what happened, Dan. Yeah, that made me into the man I am today. No, I guess I've always just been like curious about it. I've always liked I don't know, it's weird because you find a skull, right?
Yeah.
And then you try to guess what it is.
Well, yeah. No.
Because they don't look like the animal. So, when you find something with fucking crazy teeth and, I don't know.
Well, fighting fire, you'd see, several skeletons and stuff. Sometimes it'd just be a rib cage.
Yeah.
Or, a femur.
Okay.
You just find parts of animals because, you're in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
Deep woods. And not everything's burnt up, but,
Yeah.
The circle of life still happens. Shit still gets eaten in the woods.
Yeah. How did it smell? I guess it would smell like campfire, probably.
It was a lot like campfire. Was very overwhelming smell.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you wouldn't smell a cooked.
No, I did see.
It is.
I did see a scorched fucking diamondback though.
Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, Eastern or Western?
Is in Oregon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So, yeah, no, I was fighting fire. It was a brush fire out in Oregon, and we were just putting out spot fires, and then I just looked down and I'm like, huh. And then I looked at it, and its head was just completely fucking disintegrated, and the rest of its body was coiled.
That's what I was gonna say.
But it was almost preserved as just torched head.
Yeah.
And the rest of its body was just carbon.
Yeah.
It was just fucking torched.
You know those fireworks that are called snakes?
Oh yeah.
And you light them up and it just makes this shitty carbon thing.
It looks like you just lit black poop on fire.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a little pile of carbonized poop.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Bigger than that, but yeah.
Well, I wonder if that was the natural way that the rattlesnake settled.
Was trying to defend itself, I imagine, but
yeah.
But at the same time,
could you imagine how much his fucking his sensors were going off? The heat sensors.
Oh yeah,
because they use that FLIR.
He's probably blinded as all fuck. Because the thing with brush fire is as soon as the wind rips through it, fucking it just goes, and there's no way to stop it.
Yeah. Well, what was with Australia when they had those huge? It was they said millions and millions of animals, and I'm sure they included probably insects and stuff. I don't know.
Well, they got spiders the size of our heads out there that are just like regular spiders. Certain parts of Australia, they have spiders that take over the sky.
Yeah.
In towns.
Really?
And everybody's like, yeah, it's pretty fucking normal, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you just go watch out, make sure that a dingo doesn't take your baby.
Where's that kid from Incubus to play the didgeridoo?
We're still waiting for him to come out and play the fucking didgeridoo, mate.
Yeah. Brandon.
He's definitely not Brandon Lee, you fucking cunt.
It's something.
Yeah. Brandon something.
God. And see, and I'm so good at names like that, like Dave Foley, where I'm like, his name was something Doyle, like I can see it
Move a
in
couple
my
of letters
mind.
around
Yes,
and it's Foley.
yes,
Yeah, there you go.
I can see it in my mind, but obviously some things are switched around or what, like I can see these letters. I see these letters and I'm trying to make sense of them.
We keep coming back to Oregon, and I can't help it. But
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that over half of Oregon wants to be a part of Idaho?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Different political views, and I think taxes has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
They want to actively, like, they've been working on it for 3 years.
Yeah.
To have like over half of the state to become part of.
They want to secede.
Yeah, they want to secede from Oregon.
Yeah.
And become part of Idaho.
But I don't think it's seceding Oregon.
I think it's more of a melding.
Yeah, I think they're trying to secede from Portland.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the next would be either Eugene or Bend. I believe there was like the next biggest like liberal hub of Oregon.
Something like that. But they're just
probably Eugene, I think.
They're trying to get away from, just all of their, I guess, craziness on the west coast of Oregon.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that the Northwest was actually parts of Montana and Wyoming, and I'm not sure if it was Colorado as well as
Utah or Nevada.
Utah or but
no, Nevada's too south.
But it was Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana were all the Idaho territory.
Okay. Back in the 1800s or whatever.
The Northwest was the territory of Idaho.
I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting, I don't know what would come to Idaho that would be better. I don't know how that would improve Idaho.
Well, I imagine it has to.
It would be nice to have some fucking shorefront property, or coastal property. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't even think Eugene's on the.
No, it's
not.
It's more inland.
Yeah. So basically, Portland is like a port kind of city, but I think it's up like a little river.
I guess I underdid it. Aero was saying that it's like 70% of Oregon wants to become Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because
which is a lot of forestry and farming and grasslands and things like that.
Yeah. It's mountainous. It's
a lot of fucking wilderness out there.
Yeah. And I think California is kind of the same way. Like if you're not talking about like San Francisco and like Southern California.
Oh, I hear a lot of California is trying to get out of California.
Yeah, I would think the northern part where like all of the farming happens, like all the stuff that supports the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like why wouldn't they want to be a part of something that has lower taxes? You're not paying for fucking and you're taking votes away, because you're taking those electoral college votes away. I mean, honestly,
I think we only have 2.
We only have 2. Yeah, we're nowhere near any sort of swing.
No,
nothing.
No, we're not.
But if you did take like 70% of Oregon,
we'd have to have like at least 1 or 2 more.
It would probably be a swing state, or at least, these states that always go blue, like California, like Washington, and like Oregon. If they did join Idaho, we would have a bunch, or maybe not a bunch, but I think it would offset enough.
It would definitely make Idaho a more desirable place.
Yeah.
To make sure that, we definitely become, bigger.
Yeah.
But not just in like, landscape size and the whatnot, but we'd just be, because most people don't even know where the fuck Idaho is half the time.
Sure. Which is
And-
great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
Perfect.
Yeah. Boise only has like maybe 250,000 people in it.
I
just
think-
Boise.
I think I'm sure we've grown past that, so I'm sure it's probably like 300 by now, because I remember.
I know we're getting big enough to get like some of the big names out here in Idaho now that people have been wanting, which is like, as novelty as it is, we have an In-N-Out now, and they're trying to push for 2 or 3 more. They're talking about wanting to put an NFL stadium.
Really?
In Idaho, so that we
Really?
actually have like a major stadium in Idaho. We've got this sports, as I like to call it, a sports mall, which is Shields. They're a big sports store.
I just saw that. Or
It is amazing.
yeah, you been in?
Oh yes.
Okay, tell me about it. What's inside there?
Oh,
That's so much better than like Cabela's or
well. When you first walk in, they've got the registers, but right behind it is, it's so that the very last thing that you do is pay for shit when you leave. But you're like, okay. So the first floor, as you walk in to the right, it's
it's multi-floored.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a 3-pillar kind of arched aquarium in the front with all different kinds of fish.
Oh, saltwater though.
Yes.
Yes, and
actually.
So Cabela's has a great little aquarium,
Tucked
but it's
away
all
in the corner.
Yeah, but it's all trout and like it's
A couple of
freshwater.
turtles, yeah.
Yeah, it's all freshwater fish, which freshwater fish are not as exciting as saltwater. That's as far as colorful and like, exoticness, I guess. Yeah, read some of these chats.
Well, AA Rose says that, like I said, he said it was 70% of Oregon wants to become Idaho.
Okay.
It's about taxes, farmland, and the way that they're represented, and how all of their votes are being essentially obliterated by the liberals in
those two cities
in the western portion of Oregon.
Yep, Portland and Eugene, I think, are the two.
Sarah says she wants out. She's talking about California.
Oh, she lives there?
Yeah, she lives in a little town outside of Sacramento.
I hear Sacramento's nice. It was the last stop on the Pony Express. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And it was the last delivery ever on the Pony Express.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Oregon losing most of its land would still be, of course it would still be the same. Portland is 90% of the Oregon's population.
Wow.
Boise
Seriously?
is number 2 greatest city to live in behind Naples. And 240,000 is our
Naples, Italy?
Florida.
Oh, you left that part out, Dan.
Which is, where Naples, Italy got their name.
Yeah, Napolitano. What's it?
Yeah.
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And but he says that Boise's population is 240,000, and
Really?
we're ranked, I guess, second base place to live is Boise.
Okay. Yeah, I think. See, and I could have swore that.
I know we were one
on
of the
State
greatest
Street,
cities
on State Street, as you're like heading to like Veterans or something, or maybe a little past that. It says like 200 and something thousand people in Boise.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed that sign since I've moved here.
Yeah, no, it's been
20
a long
fucking years
fucking
ago.
time since
Yeah.
they updated that shit.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like maybe it's just that like the census hasn't happened because it's
Well,
on every 10th year.
The census happened like a couple of years ago.
2020
Right.
would have been, I believe.
And yeah, I mean we have a Top Golf now. I guess.
Hell yeah.
I guess Top Golf only exists in bigger places.
Yeah. I'm sure they're just prepping. It's just projected like.
Oh yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of.
One of the next big things to get is an IKEA.
Oh yeah.
We don't have one yet.
Yeah, we didn't even have Trader Joe's or Whole Foods for a long time.
Yeah.
And now we got all those.
Yeah.
We have escape rooms. That's
Oh
nice.
yeah,
Axe throwing.
Yeah,
Really?
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't
fun.
done that.
It's good times.
I've got my own axes.
You just got to remember that when you're throwing, you gotta step into the throw. Otherwise, like if you don't step into the throw, it almost will. It doesn't stick.
Now, Dan, you're a strong guy. Have you ever taken a full size axe and done the like overhand throw?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And does that work for you? Is that a can you generate enough force to like
Yeah.
actually throw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to make sure that, you've got your I'd give the opinion you have to at least make sure that your axe is sharp.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
'Cause
Well, and I just mean getting it there though, because like I had a buddy that was probably so I'm 6'1". He was at least like 6'3". And the funny thing is like he was built like you, Dan, so he's very thick. His name was Brett. And
check out the big brain hump Brett.
Yeah.
You smart motherfucker. That's right.
It's Brad, but close. So it's just funny because like back in high school, I would be like, like that to him, and he would be like, "Girl, fucking stop it," just because I don't know, I'm from Jersey, and I don't,
you just fuck around.
Yeah, and
you
I'm like,
fuck around.
Well, and I guess bigger guys don't scare me as much, just because I think I fought so many black dudes that were so tall and muscular and shit. But
you just look at him, and little Jerome went from being this big to this big and like big like a linebacker in like a summer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just from genetics.
Had a full mustache and beard in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus Christ.
Pure genetics.
They had the pencil thin.
Oh my God.
And it's like, well, how are you trimming it like that? Like you have that much facial hair that you could trim.
Yeah.
I still don't.
Mama said that I needed to get bigger shoes.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I remember is Brett being able to throw this full-size axe, like he was throwing a hatchet, and I guess it was just funny to me because I couldn't throw it as well, or like I would get it there, but it just wouldn't have the same like impact.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, I think it was more of an arc rather than a straight like, because you just need that to stick it.
Well, it's mostly hatchet throwing.
Yeah, but I just it's impressive to me that like I'm sure I could now just because I'm like man strength and not like
even just hatchet throwing.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. Like it was a lot of fun. Did that for
you only want
a bachelor party.
You only want one rotation, right? That's like the idea. Because I think if you go too many,
if you do too many, it's just gonna the back of
you
the
can't
axe
calculate
is gonna bounce off of it.
Yeah.
Or you only get a certain distance.
Yeah.
You aren't throwing like 50 yards.
Yeah.
It's like maybe.
How far do you throw it from? Like is it like darts?
Maybe 5-10 feet.
Okay, so it's kind of like darts.
Yeah.
Okay. And I see girls doing it all the time, so obviously,
you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sure I could do it. Yeah. I'm not. No question there, but yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd be interested to see would they keep it as Idaho or would they change it to Greater Idaho? And would we have a much larger vulture culture?
That's probably true.
To bringing it all back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, growing up in New Jersey, there wasn't like a bunch of bigger animals, like there definitely wasn't like, I guess there's black bears kind of in northern Idaho, or sorry, northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
Sorry, back in New Jersey. Did I say New Jersey or Idaho?
You said New Jersey initially.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's what I meant.
You were talking about Jersey.
Yeah. And so you'd find like possum skulls and like squirrel skulls and that kind of shit. But yeah, you just didn't find like wolves and bears and wolverines and shit like that.
Right. Maybe I'd imagine that did skunks run around?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because
skunks, possums. Yeah.
Certain places you have to be here. Certain places in town you've got to watch out because it's like spring and I don't know. Did skunks hibernate? It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
But there's the time of year when the skunks start hitting the highways and start
Yeah.
hitting the roads.
Yeah.
And you definitely are like, somebody hit a skunk.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, it smells like weed. So
It
you're like
really does.
either.
It's like,
Yeah.
man,
Either somebody's
who's got
growing
that good shit.
Yes. Either somebody's growing
no,
really
that's-
good weed.
That's a dead skunk.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to think my life again.
Yeah.
I don't think that the vulture culture is a terrible thing. I don't think it's a terrible thing.
Mhm.
Because I mean, realistically, they do it for I mean, I wouldn't say that they, outright do it for science classes. They
Yeah.
don't just take little Billy's bones and are like, this is what a 12-year-old child looks like.
But I do think that the people that do it have an interest in biology.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I couldn't see, like, I've always liked that shit. Like I have a giant
Lion skull.
Yeah. Right now. It's not a real lion skull.
I was just gonna ask,
Yeah. That would be awesome.
That was
I mean,
Scar,
trust me.
wasn't it? That was Scar.
Dan, if we get successful,
You're
buy me a
gonna-
fucking lion skull
We'll get
for
you a
one
lion skull.
day.
Yeah.
Um,
Fucking lion skull.
yeah, but I guess it is maybe from that Museum of Natural History shit.
Yeah.
Because like Philadelphia has like they're not like as good as New York or something, but they have their Smithsonian, and their Museum of Natural History.
Yeah.
And so like you just see
We've
all
got
this
the
cool
Discovery
shit.
Center.
Yes, it's not great. Back and the version of that's back in Philadelphia is the Ben Franklin Institute,
Ooh.
which is awesome. It's so cool. You can like walk, or at least back when I was a kid, you could like walk through like an ear canal and like start
Oh, wow.
going through like all the. I don't know if you went through multiple parts of the body.
Yeah.
But basically, they just had like a human body you could walk through, which was pretty cool. And then they even have outdoor shit where like they had like a plastic tube that was like, I don't know, 100 yards long, something like that, like a football field. And you'd whisper into it, and the other person at the other end could still hear you.
Like you were talking right next to it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's basically kind of the same thing as the Discovery Center, whereas you would just learn about different parts of science,
Yeah, with the Discovery Center, they just rotate what they're specifically studying at this particular point in time. Currently, it's mummies.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, mummies, dinosaurs, I don't know, Savage.
They did Star Wars. Yeah, Fred Savage, he was on a
Wonder
lot of
Years.
things, like Deadpool.
What? Was he?
Deadpool 2.
Really?
Yeah, he was in Deadpool 2. I think he was in
Interesting.
Deadpool 2.
Was Winnie?
No,
Oh.
Winnie was not in it.
Okay. What about Paul?
No, Paul wasn't in it.
Marilyn Manson?
Probably.
Did you ever hear that? That Paul was Marilyn Manson?
What?
Yeah.
No
It's an
way.
urban legend, but yeah, lots of people like when Marilyn, like in the early 2000s.
No way Brian Warner is Paul.
Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Marilyn Manson's
Marilyn
name.
Manson's
Brian
name. Okay.
Warner.
All right. I have a Warner.
What would you do if I sang you a song?
Is that
they remade?
Seeger?
They remade the Wonder Years and is like a black cast.
Would you do if I sang?
Oh yeah, no, Josh Saviano.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so not fucking Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. But that was the thing is he got his rib removed and then he could blow himself.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. No, people very much believe that.
Oh yeah, like it's just because he was so eccentric that and I mean, but oh my god, oh okay, that's just all soundtrack. Something stupid that nobody seems to know about is that Marilyn Manson was in Neil Gaiman show called
Oh, Neil Gaiman's funny.
Yeah. It was American Gods. He was Johann. He was a berserker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, Paul was?
No.
Or Neil Gaiman?
Marilyn Manson was in the Neil Gaiman show American Gods.
And that wasn't too long ago, was it?
No, it wasn't too long ago. Unfortunately, it didn't last.
Well,
and they didn't even finish the book. Fantastic book, by the way.
Well, and what the fuck is going on? I don't even know what the fuck is going on right.
I don't know.
Oh my god! I was trying to look up Marilyn Manson because he is, he's really let himself go. I don't know if. Are you kidding? This is insane.
I mean, he's not up there. Like still rocking it out for the goth girls.
I mean,
the hell just happened? Looks like you're looking it up in settings, but I know that's not what you're doing. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Marilyn Manson. So here's the thing: he's his one job, right, Dan? If you're a rock star, what is your one job?
Rocking out.
Okay.
Making money with stage presence.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many jobs to it, panty dropping.
Yeah.
I mean, making money through the music.
I mean, Dan,
that's like, and I'm talking about in order here.
Here's what Rolling Stones did it.
Okay.
Mick Jagger did it. What is the one thing? Okay. Hair would be one of them. Wow. This thing is fucked up. Okay. So hair would be one of them, Dan. What would be the other thing that you shouldn't do as a lead singer as you get older?
What shouldn't I do?
Yeah.
As a lead singer.
Yeah. What are you not allowed to be?
Fat?
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, everybody learned that from Elvis. Like, realistically.
Yes. He was
fit. He was the king. He went to war.
Yeah. He did karate.
Yeah. Like,
married a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Why?
Too much.
I mean, it was a different time, 1998. He's all old as fuck. Yeah. No, but yeah, you can't get fat as a sex symbol frontman.
A frontman, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at like Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger has been sexy and he's in his 80s now. And I'm sure he still has abs or whatever,
You know who doesn't have that problem?
Who's that?
Rob Halford.
Really?
Because he's a bear. Doesn't matter if he got some chunk on him.
Yeah.
Sexy old.
Has he let himself go?
I don't know about letting himself go.
Because you just saw him recently, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Santa look.
The what?
The Santa look, where he's got a little bit of a pooch.
Okay.
But, I mean, he was still, like, if not for being 72, I'm fairly confident he would have been running around all over the stage doing more than just, like, him moving around like he was. But he was still interactive with the crowd.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he was like a Mick Jagger type anyways. Like I'm sure he was like
a long time ago.
Yeah, and I'm sure he
came out.
I'm sure it was energetic and it was like sexy and good.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if like I mean Mick Jagger's like running all over the stage and like fucking doing his crazy shit. I mean he's a fucking performer.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson, I believe, had some kind of it was a while back, but he had like a cross or something. I don't know if it was like,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, no,
whatever he was playing.
Remember.
But he would like climb up it and, he started to get fat. He started to get not athletic or whatever. And anyways, he ended up falling and I believe it fell on him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like the prop he had used
I know
multiple times.
I know that happened to like Lady Gaga recently.
Really?
Yeah, like she had a cross on stage and she made a new song, something about I love Judas or some shit like that, and the cross fell on her.
Interesting.
Like on stage.
That's kind of funny, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like it's
very interesting times these days, you know?
yeah.
No, not Monroe. We want the Manson.
Yeah. But I want to
Oh,
see
jeez. His cheeks, God, he looks so swollen.
yeah.
29. Good. Wow.
Yeah.
Like you do that one from the Dope Show.
Which one?
The one, that one right there, where you've got
Right
your
here?
cursor over it, is looking
Yeah.
like the Dope Show.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
And then just all the way to the right.
this
Just
one?
Boom.
Yeah, but that's like him like years ago, or maybe that's him recently. I don't know. Here, I'll just put fat. That'll help.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That is.
Well, I don't know what that is.
It's not Marilyn
It just says
Manson.
pie. That's hilarious.
I don't think
Oh.
that's who we were talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, Marilyn Manson.
Oh my
is just,
God. Oh my God.
I don't know about those. What are these fake? Don't
He
make
wears-
fake pictures.
Well, he was wearing a grill.
Oh,
Like
that's
Marilyn
what it
Manson
was.
was big on doing a grill
Yeah.
for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is like one of the
Oh my goodness.
yes. So
That's-
like,
that sucks. That like sucks.
did you ever see Marilyn Manson perform?
No,
I didn't either.
I know Roma was really into him.
Yeah.
And his music isn't terrible. I didn't particularly care
it's
for
not.
it when he went mostly like he started incorporating dubstep.
Yeah.
But it's not that, you know, he's bad at what he does. He's very good at what he does. He
Sure.
still produces likable music. It's a beautiful Jesus.
It's hilarious.
Yes. And, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate to see that kind of a thing where, you know, I mean, maybe something happened to him,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that public doesn't know about until much
Well,
later.
I just think it's being a rock star, you know, like I mean,
Sometimes you get burnout, and the next thing you know, it's all about the beautiful pizza.
the beautiful pizza. I didn't even get that actually. The
Yeah,
beautiful
the
pizza.
beautiful pizza, the beautiful
Yeah.
pizza.
But I mean, like, if you stay that skinny and you look good in a black suit with leather gloves and wear black lipstick and a fake eye, that's how you stay
Yeah.
a rock star. Obviously, if you don't, you know, you end up being, I guess, a meme about pizzas, which is hilarious.
It sucks.
Yeah. No, it totally does. Yeah, I guess it's well, and that's kind of the interesting thing too, is like people that are in like the 27 club. They never got, have you heard of that?
No.
27 club? So
I mean, I probably have, but you'd have to
Sure.
refresh my memory.
you know, Mama Cass, I believe, Jimi Hendrix, Brad Knoll.
Well, what exactly is it?
So it's the age that, you know, stars die. You know, that like people that make an impact on culture die. So they just call it the 27 Club. And
So is it like an age of your music, or is it
no, it's your physical age at which you die, and you're known to be
Oh, like Cobain.
yeah, yep, he was 27, yep. Amy Winehouse
Yeah, you also got Jimmy
got the Doors.
yeah.
I don't know if that was Mama Cass or whatever. They don't even have Bradley Knoll in here.
Well, and I imagine there's so many more,
Yeah.
especially now.
So it's just kind of interesting that like it's a I don't know, it's like a meme or whatever, you know. You join the 27 Club.
Okay. I mean, that's
But I guess my thing is that they didn't have a chance to fall off like Marilyn Manson did. I mean, Marilyn Manson should have died of a drug overdose, probably at the age of 30 or 27.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. But instead, now he's 50 and, or whatever he is.
Life's just hitting him like a train.
Yeah, like all the rock star shit, drinking too much, fucking, pills and
Drugs
fucking
and all kinds of shit.
yeah, too much delicious food.
Yeah. Like pizza.
Yeah, just kind of interesting.
Steve, I think something that I'd like to point out that not many people realize.
Yeah.
Is we're I'd say primarily we're a comedic podcast. And I feel we have always been a comedic podcast.
Yeah.
Before me, after me, during me.
It's always been my goal to be a very funny podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, sometimes people don't always think that, everything that we say is funny.
Absolutely.
But that's also one of the beauties about comedy is it's the art of not just pointing out the ridiculous or bringing into the spotlight, normal mundane things, but it's also, sometimes objects or people are subjected to ridicule and poking fun at.
Sure.
You're not
deservedly.
You're not safe.
No,
I'm not safe.
Nor you. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm very much not safe.
Yes.
And I think that, that's something that a lot of people or even some people don't realize is that we're not out here to hurt feelings.
Sure. Absolutely.
We're out here to try and make you fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Just laugh. Because, do you know how ridiculous it was to talk about me ruining your birthday cake? Shitting into my own hand and then making fun of a disabled Asian girlfriend of mine and slowly eye contact fisting your cake
with your own shit in your hand.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no way for that to be taken seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
But I just want to remind the people at home watching the show and anybody who's watching in the future, nobody is safe.
Yeah.
And the biggest targets are you and me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we are the primary subjects of ridicule.
Yeah. Well, and I think a big part of that is us not taking ourselves too seriously. Like,
no, not at all.
Honestly, like Superfan Dan has been so great because he doesn't take
I don't know.
Dan, you look like a corpse. No, he.
Please don't vulture culture me.
You take a joke really well, and you're an excellent punching bag. Like it's great, and those sorts of attributes make you valuable. And not only that, but you do impressions, you do voices, you do fucking like Patrick Warburton. I didn't know you had that shit on fucking deck. And just, I guess, the ability to take a joke and to take something that someone could say that you wouldn't like and then parlay that into a continued joke, rather than shutting it down because it hurts your feelings.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget about comedy. Like one of the biggest, like, quote unquote, offenders of comedians out there is Jimmy Carr.
Yeah. Hilarious.
And he is absolutely fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, no one's safe.
Yeah.
No one is safe.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, he also reminds people it's just comedy.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, even Joe Rogan, he's like, I'm not smart. I'm fucking dumb. Like,
which is not true.
I come out here and I say a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Don't take me fucking seriously. They're just jokes.
Yeah. Old Joe Rogan, yes. He's too powerful now. He has too much of a presence, too much of a responsibility.
He also hasn't done like an actual comedy show, I think, in a long time.
Yeah.
Like his main focus has been like the 3-hour segments of
yeah. Well, and I think Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan
still
has
jealous of us.
Joe Rogan has like different speeds. And I believe that he has had so many like very serious people on his podcast.
Oh yeah.
That unless he's with the right people that he knows are doing comedy and not talking about actual real shit, because like he does, you know, he'll talk to you like a comedian talking about a shit joke, and you know, he'd be like, oh, well, that's interesting, you know, because blah 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 blah, you know, and it's like, oh, sorry, JR, that was just a joke. You know, I didn't know we were going to talk about it and try to get to the bottom of what's going on, you know. But he's been he's programmed himself to be that person that's super inquisitive, curious, you know.
No one asks more questions.
Yeah,
than Joe,
well-read,
really.
you know, yeah.
But
he's very knowledgeable.
But one of the things that's beautiful about him is he still doesn't take himself too seriously.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially for a guy with so much power and money.
And
you know
what also brings you power and money, Steve?
What's that?
Finding yourself at thesensiblesociopathpodcast.com and getting your merch. You're going to want the shirts. You're going to want the socks. You're going to want the hoodie. You're going to want to hide your drugs in the Charlie Cat mug.
Hell yeah. You just turn it upside down. Nobody will find it.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Then
it's turn it upside down in your cup holder of your car.
That's right. That's right. Nobody will find it in there.
Yeah. Yep.
It's illegal for him to search.
Well, I turned it upside down full of spiders, though, with my weed underneath it. You know,
guaranteed.
So it's just
nobody wants to fuck with spiders.
You pull that out, the cop changes his mind.
Yeah. He sees a spider in there. He's got to burn your whole car down.
Absolutely, yeah. And Superfan Dan,
where else can you find us, Steve?
You can find us at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast on Instagram. Or the gram, as I call it.
Yeah.
And you can also find me at Stephen Paul Cast with a PH.
Where?
Stephen Paul Cast.
Where?
Twitter.
Oh, hey.
X. Actually, sorry. X. Yeah. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. X gang. Yeah. This has been fun, Dan. And
thanks for not taking this too serious with me.
I don't.
I'm happy to not take this too serious with you.
Absolutely. Well, we should talk about serious things with comedy just interspersed. And
if you don't bring, that's how like some of Roma's favorite podcasts, where it's like Shut Up and Give Me Murder, Hometown Murder. It's they're talking about murders. But they're also having fun with it at the same time.
Yes.
I mean, granted, that's more of a focused kind of thing.
And making light of serious topics is the name of the game. That's how it becomes part of culture, and that's how it becomes part of, I guess, us to look at it.
History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks as Comicus, the stand-up philosopher.
Well, and it's like satire. You know, satire reveals the absurdity in the truth, and so I feel like this podcast is very satirical.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, because you're making jokes about things that are commonly seen in culture.
Yeah. I just want to finish up with that because Comicus was in the unemployment line.
Okay.
And so he was
Mel Brooks, history here.
Yeah. So he was like name Comicus, occupation stand-up philosopher. It's like, oh, a bullshit artist. Did you bullshit last week? No. Did you try to bullshit last week? Yes.
Just didn't work out because the audience was bad.
Here's your benefit.
Yeah. Goddamn democracy. No, but we want to thank everybody for joining us.
Absolutely. Without you guys,
Best
we'd still do the show.
Yeah,
we absolutely love it when you're here.
We'd have to look up our own shit.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
And we love y'all.
Few people.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Few people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Rama, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone. until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening to
The Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is going to love it. Millennials are going to be like, I'm offended.
You have offended me.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
In that order?
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
I mean, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about tartar sauce.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I'd like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina. Daniel!